rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear viewers, welcome back to the third part of our live program of tonight, discussing Islam. And the title of our tonight's program is about the day of Arafah. And inshallah, Sayyid Bahr al-Ulum will be with us 30 minutes more, inshallah, until 9:30. And Sayyidina, we have a question, of course, two questions from our brother with number finishing or ending in 607. He or she mentioned, Assalamu alaikum, please can you advise me, as I am a muqallid of Ayatollah Sistani, how can I observe the day of Arafah tomorrow while others celebrate Eid? So that's one question. Another, I know I can perform the a'mal as you suggested, of course he can follow that. I have been to Hajj and the spirituality of the day is intense. How can one achieve that? Thank you very much.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So the first question is it about how she perform, or he or she perform a'mal while others celebrating Eid?
Tomorrow, yes.
Yeah, it's easy. The others go for Salat Eid, for example, and she recites a'mal, dua ziyarah. But I'm sure she means something else.
How can he, for example, really observe the day of Arafah while, for example, someone come to you and says Eid Mubarak? And
I don't think there is harm here. But I think she probably means why this is happening or how. The answer is very simple. As we all muqallideen, we need to understand first the concept of taqleed.
Okay.
Taqleed is like we follow someone to get the right result. Like if I feel ill, I go to the doctor.
Yes.
If I have a heart problem, I go to the cardiologist.
Yes.
If I have a back problem, I go to orthopedic.
Yes.
And sometimes I go to orthopedic number 1, and you or whoever has, inshallah, you don't have a problem, go to orthopedic number 2.
Yeah, especially.
Why?
Yeah.
Because I think, according to GPs, other doctors, orthopedic number 1 is more knowledgeable. You think that B or number 2 is more knowledgeable. Once we have this link of taqleed, of following of someone, then we have no hurma, no sin, if we do something which is not true or real. Like, for example, we follow Sayyid Sistani. Ayatollah al-Uzma Sayyid Sistani, he stated that the horizon, the ufq, changes between one country and the other, depending on where the mukallaf is. And his ruling clearly states that. And this is it's an existing ruling which we have from day one. The followers of Sayyid should follow that, because he, according to his best of his knowledge, he thinks that this is the way which is mujsin wa mubri'ilidhim. Others who follow Sayyid Khoi, he thinks that the horizon is unique, wahdatul ufuq, for the two parts, main parts of the world, or the two main parts who had the same night. And he had Eid, for example, today. The follower of Sayyid Khoi and the follower of Sayyid Sistan, or going back to the example of back problem, orthopedic, to both of them are right.
Sayyidina, you can hold on please, because we have a caller. Let's see, inshallah. After that, we have also the second question of our sister. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam.
How are you doing? What's your name and what's your question, if you have any question?
My name is Zainab, and my question is, first of all, thank you so much for this program. I've learned so much. Jazakumullah khair.
You're welcome.
And my question is, it is mentioned that when someone completes the amal on the day of Arafah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive all our sins. Now my question is, how can one accept this? How is it possible to understand that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has forgiven all your past sins? I mean, is this only possible if you remember them all? Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sister. Sayyidina, you can carry on with this question, because...
No, this question is so simple to answer. If we think about sins and a'mal and forgiveness as we are thinking about number of plates or papers, then we can go further and answer. But when we talk about sins and maghfirah, forgiveness, Allah, the angels, we are talking about the unseen, alam al-malakut, not alam al-wujud. Alam al-wujud is this one. This is a cup, and this is a book, and this is me, and this is you.
Yes.
We should go one step further and think about spiritual alam, the alam al-malakut, which is the wider, bigger alam, which is the alam of all the existing thing here. And then we probably will understand the concept of forgiveness, ziyarah from far away, performing Hajj, sending someone representing in Hajj. Otherwise, it will be, it's not everything like 1 + 1 = 2, and the angel is counting, Allah subhanahu azza wa jal is having how many sins, and he remembers this sin. No, it's just all methods for forgiveness. Allah subhanahu azza wa jal is willing to forgive the ibadah, and he loves to forgive them. So he's just looking for an excuse. Good. And this is one of the excuses, like do dua in Arafah, do this, do that. And I hope that this answers the query.
And of course we have references to the Holy Quran, إن الله يغفر الذنوب جميعا. Also we have like this verses.
أحسنت. إن الله غفور رحيم.
غفور رحيم. تواب الرحيم.
الرحمن الرحيم. I always say بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Rahman, Rahmah, mercy to all beings, all universe, human being, Jamaat, Haywan, animals.
But Rahim for mu'minin.
Rahim for, and we can get from this and we can get from that. So when it gets to Rahmah, to forgiveness, to mercy, there is no limitation. There is no limit. And this is probably give us more energy to think more, to pray more, to ask for forgiveness more.
And we have this in the story also about Hurr ibn Yazid Riyahi also. We have all these things we have. Ahsan. Of course, Sayyidina, about the second question of our sister.
Which was, if you just
it was how to achieve that spirituality, because she was last year in Hajj, and how she can achieve that spirituality this year.
Here or
anywhere else.
I think it's linked to the sister question. Because if we think about spirituality and Arafah and Mecca, by thinking only on Mecca and Arafah and the mountain of Arafah and this shrine and this, then we are limited with place. No. We should keep the mind free of the limitation, the constraints of a place, space, timing, because when it gets to forgiveness and to feeling, we can have this spirituality wherever we are. And one of good examples is the examples of some of the ulama when they go far away, i'tikaf. We have the example of Mullah Sadra. He went to Kahk, an hour now driving away from Qom, for 15 years, and then he wrote Al-Aswar because he wants to think about this, about that. So it depends on the way you think about things rather on where you are and where you are thinking about this spirituality. You can have the same spirituality wherever you are. Have you got an
we have a caller, but dear viewer, if you want to call, you can call to the number of our television. It's written 0203 if you want to call. But if you have a question to write down as a text message, you can text in our WhatsApp number. It is starting with 75022888826. It's for just sending your question as a text message. But if you want to call, you can call to the number 0203, dear viewers. Okay, Sayyidina, about the Hajj Al-Akbar. Why we call it Hajj Al-Akbar? Also, it's a question of some friends. What is Hajj Al-Akbar, and why we call the Hajj as, for example, Eid Al-Akbar? Eid Al-Akbar and Hajj Al-Akbar.
Hajj Al-Akbar is when the Hajj, when the day of Arafah coincides with the day of Jum'ah.
The day of Arafah or day of Eid?
No, Arafah. Arafah, because they call it Yom Al-Waqfah. The most important, it's the most important part of Hajj is the Arafah thing.
Good.
Because all the Hujjaj need to be in Arafah by midday.
Good.
If they miss that, they miss the Hajj.
But what shall they do?
There are so many other things they can do. They can do things here, there, next year. It's so detailed.
But they are Haji or no?
No.
No.
Midday, Arafah. And so this is why they call Hajj Akbar. For the Eid, there are so many reasons here and there, but mainly because this Eid has got the Amal during the 10th, 11th, and 12th, and for those who are staying on that night, the 13th even. So the Amal is for 3+ days, and this is the days they give holiday to people. Funny thing is that the Hajjaj are doing Amal, and people are enjoying holiday in the other Muslim places, and because it's longer than the day of Eid al-Fitr is only during the day of Eid al-Fitr, and then there isn't that many Amal. So Amal is longer. Although the Eid as it is, the Amal of Eid is in the first Eid. So in both cases, Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha, Eid al-Qur'an, the Salat of Eid, for those who are not in Hajj, and the day we call it Eid, like we're not allowed to do this, we're not allowed to do other things, and the day of Eid is the first day. But this is probably why this is called Hajj Al-Akbar or Eid Al-Akbar, or Eid al-Qurban and Eid al-Adha. Mentioning the Eid, talking about the Eid, worth us going back to talking about Arafah itself, talking about ziyarah of Imam Hussein during the day of Arafah, the importance of ziyarah, whether we are in Karbala or not. The night before Arafah, Laylat Arafah, is also very important. Good. And I would like to mention the concept of Layla and Yawm. And we have this is also exists in other religions, like in Judaism, for example, the Shabbat from the night before Saturday until Saturday evening. So we are not first people who are introducing that, because this is all Abrahamic, from the time of Ibrahim, from the time of Khaliqa. So when it gets to Nima Sha'ban, middle of Sha'ban, Arafah, Laylatul Qadr, although we all accept that for some occasions the importance is for the night, like Laylatul Qadr.
Definitely.
Or for Laylatul Nusf min Sha'ban. And for others it's the day, like Yom Arafah, Yom al-Milad, the day of the birth of the Holy Prophet. But even though the night before is important, it's all same as Laylatul Jum'ah and Yom al-Jum'ah. So I would highly ask the brothers and sisters, the audience, if you think that you will miss the thawab of the day, try to do something on the night.
On the night, yes.
If you miss the night, try to do something on the day, and so on and so forth. The important, if we can have both, that would be more greater. But let's have a session or two of spiritual session during those occasions. Whenever you have a question or whatever, please let me know. Because, feel free to cut. If we can have both the night and the day, that's great. But if not, let's at least have some of it, or one part of it, we spend it with dua. Recitation of ziyarah of Imam Hussein, whether we are in Karbala or we are far away. Performing ghusl for ziyarah of Imam Hussein, whether we are in Karbala or we want to perform ziyarah from far away. We can perform غسل الغسل لزيارة المعصوم من بعد الغسل لزيارة الحسين من بعد يعني from further distance. So we have غسل for Arafah and غسل for the performing of ziyarah, whether we are in Karbala or not. We have recitation of ziyarah the night before Arafah and during the day of Arafah. We may not have time for recitation of the highly detailed ziyarah, special ziyarah of Arafah. Okay, recite the small ziyarah of Warith. We may not have time to recite Warith. Let's recite ziyarah Aminullah. It's shorter than Warith. Instead of when we reach the stage of Assalamu alayka Amir al-Mu'minin, say Assalamu alayka Mawlaya Aba Abdullah al-Hussein. Okay, if we don't have time neither for this nor for that, we go face the direction of Qibla for people in the West. Yes. Because the direction of South, say Assalamu alayka ya Sayyidi ya Mawla ya Aba Abdullah al-Hussein al-Shaheed wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And then we need to try to remember the Imam, the Shahada of Imam. Remembering the Imam is very important, and that probably reminds us of the day the Imam left to Iraq. It was during Yawm al-Tarwiyah, Yawm al-Thamin min al-Hajj.
What was the reason, Sayyidina? What was the reason?
The reason, because the Imam salawatullahi wa salam, he could have gone from Medina. He came to Mecca to raise the awareness for all the Muslimin at that time that the Imam who should be obeyed, Hujjatullah fil ard, is there in Mecca, and he left the nusuk, the most important thing on that day, for something which is not less important, for the jihad, for showing the non-believer the importance of fighting the evil, the zalim, the oppressor, the one who became Khalifa with non-justified Khalifa, Yazid at that time. So he wanted to raise the awareness of the Muslimin to the important, nowadays they call it the importance of democracy. That the Khalif, the king, the governor should be elected. They should have oath of allegiance, bay'ah. The bay'ah is democracy. And every single moment they should, and the bay'ah, the democracy should be free, not by force, the way Yazid has done. So he needs to raise the awareness and the attention of the Muslimin to the importance of democracy, of obeying the Imam, of electing the ruler, of respecting Islam, respecting ourselves. The ruler should respect the ruling of this and that. So many issues, so many lessons can be learned from the rihlah of the Imam on that day to Iraq. And at that time all the Muslims asked. And if we consider, I hope that we have a longer time in the future, if we look through history, we have before and after Hijrah, before and after martyrdom of Imam Hussein. The martyrdom, the day of Ashura, has become like a great day, differentiate between haq and batil. Before the martyrdom of Imam Hussein, whole thing used to be different. It was like a big wake-up call for them.
Okay, thank you, Sayyidina. Sorry, we have a caller, and also we have a question here. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Alaikum assalam.
Wa alaikum assalam, sister. What's your name, if you don't mind, and your question, please?
My name is Zainab, and my question is that we've heard that the Imam is present during Hajj and Arafah, and I'm just hoping that the Sayyid could elaborate on this.
Good.
Yeah. You have another question? Let's answer this, because
this question is about why did Allah make Hajj wajib or obligatory?
That's it. Well, the first one, Imam alayhi salatu wassalam is present in Hajj, and that's why it's a golden opportunity for the Hujjaj as they are present with the Imam.
Good.
But the Imam also is there in other occasions, like performing some of the ziyarat, plus in some places, plus, like in Sahla, in some masajid. But in Hajj, it's guaranteed that the Holy Imam is there. Allah. I hope that this answers the question of Sister Zainab. The other one is why Allah
make the Hajj wajib.
Yeah. We call this أحكام توقيفية. العبادات we had kind of reasons or some reasons which may give us partial interpretation or answer for these questions, but we cannot really ask why Allah does it. Because why Allah created Khaliqa, why Allah did Salah wajib, why Salatul Subh 2 rak'at, why Salatul Dhuhr 4. The answer is this is ahkam tawqifiyah. We should accept it the way it is.
Good.
We do not know the reason. Allah knows the reason. وَالرَّاسِخُونَ فِي الْعِلْمِ. But clearly there are some kind of interpretation or meaning, and one of them is that we remember ibadah of Ibrahim Khalilullah. And the ibadah of Ibrahim took his wife and son in the land of nowhere, because he had 100% tawakkul on Allah.
Okay, Sayyid, we have another caller.
Sorry,
MashaAllah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam, brother. What's your name and what's your question?
My name is Hashim. The question I wanted to know, when Imam Hussein al-Islam have changed, when he have changed his Hajj to Umrah to travel towards the Karbala, in Iraq,
Yes.
What was the duty of the people who was present? Because Imam Hussein al-Islam was the Imam of the time, was everybody was wajib for the others to change their Hajj to Umrah and travel towards the Iraq? Please, could you explain? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Brother Hashim. Okay, Sayyidina, so the question was, of course, what's your answer right now about the question?
Yeah, it's a good question. We can't answer that on behalf because we should go back to the old days and ask the ashab or the people. Clearly, I mean, people should follow the Imam.
Yes.
But because the Imam is a source of mercy, he doesn't ask himself the people there to follow him.
Mm-hmm.
Because clearly, يعني always Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. He talked to the Prophet. The Prophet's presence was rahmah, mercy. And the Imam is something, has got, the Imam is something, same as Nubuwwah, the only difference, they don't have direct contact with Allah.
Yes.
So the Imam also is rahmah lil-alamin. He doesn't want to make life very difficult for the Muslimin. And he knew some of Muslimin, they are poor, they do not have the balagh, the call didn't reach them, they are laymen, they are jahala, they are this. So he doesn't want to make their taklif very hard.
Definitely.
Otherwise, whoever knows that the Imam is there, Imam wajib al-ta'a, muftar al-ta'a, he goes, clearly Imam should be followed. But I think, I repeat, that this question should be asked to people who was and were in Hajj at that time.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
So of course, as you mentioned, that was the rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to Imam Hussein alayhi salam, of course. So that was not wajib to go all the people towards Iraq. Yes, so the remaining people, they had to do their Hajj.
When we were mentioning tawakkul ala Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the best thing we can learn from Hajj is the pure tawakkul or the tawakkul lesson from Nabiullah Ibrahim.
Good.
He took Hajar and Ismail, his son, to the land of nowhere, Mecca until now. And this is something I'm sure for those who've been in Hajj, for those who hasn't, will inshallah remember us. If you go to Mecca, Mecca is a small valley surrounded by mountain, and the mountains are nearly black in color.
Good.
It's the hottest place worldwide. There is no draft of air. But, and it's the most difficult place to live.
Really?
But with all of that, everyone is running there with the ihram, asking for forgiveness. That probably reflects, it's a lesson for the insan, the human being who always try to be smart, well-looking, beautiful, had perfumes here and there. That no matter where you are, you should obey the ruling of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Obeying the rule is an important lesson Allah would like the abd to have. And Ibrahim, he took his son, then he made that place one of the richest. Mecca is one of the richest because we don't have anywhere worldwide have that many visitors at that time. Umrah, Hajj, it became so rich since the time of Ibrahim. جعل أفئدة من الناس تهوي إليهم. The hearts of people attracted to that place. It's a dry place in the land of nowhere, no water. Zamzam wasn't there at that time. Yes. Ibrahim was instructed by Allah to take them there. He obeyed the rule. Who now can do that? Even if such a thing happened, and we got the riwayah from Imam Sadiq when one of his companions asked him to ask for jihad and for this and that, and then he asked him to go to the oven, the tannoor, and to kill. Go there, he said, but I will be burned.
It's not possible.
Imam says, I'm asking you, is there a question?
No, there is no question. Sayyidina. Just for the question you were answering, I think it was about the question why Hajj was wajib or obligatory. And also, if you can complete, because we have about 3 minutes, as the question of our sister or brother was why Hajj was wajib, and especially what is the quality of a person who has to go to Hajj? What is the terminology of mustati'?
Mustati' here, because the person who can afford physically and financially to go for Hajj, then he become mustati'. Mustati' is capability, mustati' is capable. To perform Hajj, you need to be mustati', i.e. you need to have the capability of Hajj. For ibadat worshipping, we have ibadat zamani and makani. Some of them are linked to time, others to place. And we have ibadat maliya and badani. Some ibadat worshipping is physical, like salah. Purely is physical, you perform ruku' sujood. But some is maliya, like khums and zakah, you pay money, financial dues. Hajj is zamani makani, mali and badani. You need to be in Mecca, so it's linked to geographical place. You need to be there in Al-Hajj, so it's time. And you need to spend money, you need to have the capability, financial istita'a. And you need to be fit enough. For those who are ill, Hajj is not wajib.
Good. Okay, thank you very much, dear Sayyidina Al-Aziz. Dear viewers, Sayyid will be live, inshallah, tomorrow at the same time, 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. For those viewers, they want to really call in or ask questions from our great Sayyid. We take this opportunity to thank our great Ustad, our great scholar, Sayyid Al-Aziz, Sayyid Bahr Al-Ulum. And of course, you are Bahr Al-Ulum, Sayyidina. You are the ocean of sciences and knowledges. And may Allah reward you, inshallah. May Allah reward you.
I'm servant of Muslimin and Mu'min, inshallah. And I thank you for, and thank Safir TV to give me this opportunity.
Thank you very much, Sayyidina Al-Aziz. Dear viewers, inshallah, we'll see you tomorrow at 8 p.m. Of course, Sayyid will be with another presenter. I wish you all the best. Eid Mubarak to all of you, and iltimas du'a.